students, myself Tushar, and welcome back to HTML course. And in this particular video we are going to get started by HTML tags and attributes. In the last video we have an introduction to HTML. Now we are going to get started by HTML tags and attributes. Actually this video is also going to a lecture video, and after this video we are going to get started by writing our first code in HTML. So let's understand the concepts of tags and attributes. HTML tags. HTML is basically something which is represented in form of code blocks, and those code blocks are known as tags in HTML. Properties of such blocks are known as attributes. Representation of tags and attributes in HTML. I'm going to understand that what kind of things we are going to cover in this video. So representation of tags will be covered in this video, and attributes as well. The next thing we are going to cover is some fundamental tags for HTML as an example, and in the next video we are going to write up the code and do some experiments with that code blocks to understand the tags in HTML. Okay, so here comes the thing. Tags in HTML are blocks of code which surrounds the data of the web page. There are two types of tags in HTML: open tag and close tag. The tags which are not required to end are called open tags. So there are some tags which are not required to close, and those tags which are required to close are known as close tags. Don't worry, in this particular video you will be totally covered about the tags, so be patient. Okay, the next thing is, similarly, tags which are required to end any specific part are called or are known as close tags. Some examples of close tags and open tags. This is just for information. In the next video we will get started by those tags. There are such examples of open tags are BR tag, HR tag, and such more in future videos. And some example of close tags are head, title, and even HTML tags itself is a close tag. So now we get started by understanding the attributes in HTML. Attributes are characteristic properties associated with specific tags in HTML. For example, you can consider this as apple. Apple is the tag name, and the attributes are color, weight, volume, size, etc. So for this particular apple, the tag name can be apple, and these are the possible attributes, or means the possible properties or possible characteristics of that object. So that's what attribute stands for a tag. So tag is a block like this apple, and attributes are its properties. So here you can see the table that attribute name, color, weight, volume, and the values respectively are just random. I have just random put up the values that are red, 50 gram, and 10 dmq. So here these values are for this attribute, not for this tag. What I mean to say is that values are only associated with attributes. Values of tags, if someone tells you that this is the value of this tag, then it does not make any sense, because value of an object cannot be described, whereas we can describe its properties values. For example, color, we can describe its value as red, blue, green, yellow, pink, and etc. For weight, we can describe that in the grams, kgs, and these kinds of, we are having the units to describe. But if someone says this apple is 20, so what does it means for? So as we know that this doesn't make any sense. So that's what I want to say. Here one more thing, this is a real life example, and now we're going to get started by representation of tags in HTML. So how do we represent tags in HTML? HTML tags are represented as following. So watch this. Okay, tag name, here this lesser than symbol, and tag name space attribute name first, that can be color, size, etc., is equals to its values. For example, if attribute name is color, then its value can be red, blue, green, orange, etc., and space the second attribute, and space the third attribute, and so on till what number of properties we want to just associate with this object. So here is some space, and after that I have just written closing tag. So now let's understand what does these symbols represent. So this greater and lesser than symbol is used to represent and tell the browser that this is not just a normal text. Here this text is actually stands for something, and it has some meaning, and this meaning makes the browser to understand that this is a HTML code, not just a normal text that we are writing over. The second thing is tag name. Tag name represents the declaration of tag. This statement in this code represents the declaration of tag, that we are declaring this object. And when we just close this at the same line, this greater than symbol represents that we have declared our tag. And after that, you can see that we have written lesser than symbol, and then we have backslash and the tag name, and the greater than symbol denotes the end of the tag or the end of scope of this tag, that after this there will be no effect of this tag, as the tags have or I already told you that these tags have actually meaning. So after that, after closing this tag, there will be no effect of this tag. So the space between the tag declaration and tag ending is the scope of tag, where the effect of the tag takes place. And in that place or in that space, you can write HTML text or text, or you can write both of the things together. So here we are having some fundamental tags in HTML. So the first fundamental tag in HTML that we're going to use them practically in the next video is first HTML and closing HTML. This tag denotes that we are going to code for HTML in the scope of this tag. So the space between that can be increased, and in that particular space we are going to write our HTML code, and this tag denotes the browser that we are going to write HTML code inside it. Head tag, this tag is containing almost every information and every title and everything which is associated and what is your target for this particular web page is written in this head. So we will be working on it in future videos, not in the next one but in future videos. The third is body. Body tag is the most important tag that we're going to use in complete HTML code. Almost every single HTML code in the world cannot exist without a body tag and without HTML tag, because that are very fundamental. This tag denotes this tag is the main tag in which almost all part of your code remains. Okay, here comes a note. The tag which is inside another tag is known as child tag or children tags. So if I write any tag inside, almost all of my HTML tags will be written inside this HTML tag, which is represented in the first statement. So those tags are the child tags or children of this HTML tag. So here you can see the hierarchy where I have represented that HTML contains two tags, head and body. So the head and body tags are the child tags of HTML, or you can say that head and HTML is the parent tag of head and body tag. Okay, this is what it means for. So we are going to use that in future, but not right now. So that's all for this video, and in the next video we're going to cover some more things which will be related to the practical use of code. In the next video we're just going to create our first HTML code, and that will not much fundamental. We are going to just do something extra in that video. So I surely catch you in my next video. So practice, learn and code. Bye.